Warning, the following contains material that may be too disturbing to some people. Descriptions of violence, mature situations, and adult themes. This is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. We are live. Welcome to Broken episode 11. Dank's hair is not as poofy. Thank you. Thank you, Dank.
Yeah.
Let me fix this here.
I
didn't fix cams.
Oops.
Look at you.
Not distracted.
Oh, we're missing Zack. Oh, give me un momento.
That's what you were doing earlier.
No, that was getting social media stuff ready.
Oh. You at one point said you were doing something with Zack.
Yep, I did. I did say that.
It'll be all right.
Don't worry. I'm definitely well rested. Yeah, Zack's not with us today. Zack got into a really bad car accident last week, but he's okay. He's getting better. And send Zack good vibes. Go over to twitch.tv/TeamZack and follow him and shout out him on social medias. Tell him to get better soon. He's a good guy. But what's been going on with you guys? What have you guys been doing?
Get better.
Yeah, get better. What have you guys been up to? Anything cool happen in your lives since the last time we all talked? And for Caitlin, since Friday.
No.
Got a shift change, so now I have to pick up overtime to be able to still come to these sessions.
Thank you for doing that.
Oh yeah, wouldn't miss it for the world, man.
Appreciated. We
yeah,
appreciate
much
you,
appreciate.
Dank.
Much love to Dank.
Yeah.
I might be able to work with you a little bit on that too. Like, I know that Mondays are opening back up for Force of Flesh, so there's potential that we're moving it. I don't know. We might move it to Mondays. If we do that, maybe we can move this to Wednesdays. It would open up Wednesday, if that would work better for you. Whatever works better for you, man.
Only days I get off now are Friday and Saturday.
Gotcha.
But I can still do the thing where I work 4 10s instead of 5 8s and get whatever day I want off.
Well, let me recrop these cameras. Dank's looks good. I don't know. Dank, you look all right. Let me see here.
I always look good, man. Look at the hair. Fixed it.
Poor Naela doesn't though.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix Naela right now. So what happened on the last episode, folks? Why don't we talk about what happened last time, previously on Broken?
Torture and interrogation.
Yeah, and
I was trying to figure out how to say that.
Almost.
Yeah.
And then Naela brutally someone at the end.
Hit him with a spear.
Yeah.
I split a guy open.
There was.
I rubbed glass in somebody's eyes.
Okay, well.
I was complicit.
Are we still in the first 10 minutes? We are. We're 3 minutes in. I'm gonna have to censor a lot of DEAD words.
Hey,
they're talking about Minecraft, YouTube.
Super happy fun time.
All of this is in Minecraft.
All of this is in theoretical Minecraft.
Look, see, I'm mining gold and diamonds.
Yeah. So
hey, might as well get it all out of the way in one spot instead of spreading it over the whole episode.
Okay, but
yeah.
It's worse at the beginning.
Why does Naela's camera keep getting longer on the screen?
It's because I'm adjusting the cropping on it right now to get it fixed.
No, this is a nightmare hellscape, and it is something from which we will not escape.
I'll fix it in a second.
It just keeps stretching. Suddenly she takes over the entirety.
Eventually, it starts stretching off of your computer into reality.
Longer.
What we can do, like, I'm gonna resize it. Like, here. Does that make it better for you?
I'm being overtaken. Nope, there we go.
But yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for a second while I fix things, while you guys talk.
Okay.
So there was a surprise attack on you guys and Shalim, right? By these 3 inky soldiers, basically, is what you're saying.
Ooh, fun part was it turned out they were all also vagabonds.
They were all vagabonds. Yeah.
And they're trying to kill us, who are also vagabonds, or capture us.
Turns out they weren't trying to kill us. They were just trying to take out Shalim, and they were going to escort us to Silas until I took out their leader, and then they were just like, screw that, we're going to kill.
Yeah.
Listen, that's, if we get captured, we're screwed, alright?
Oh, yeah.
Look
yeah,
at
but they
what
don't
happened to me.
It'll probably be fine.
They thought it'd be fine.
It'll be fine.
As far as they were concerned, it was going to be fine.
They just got some cake for you guys that they really wanted to get to you.
The cake is
a lie.
They wanted to share a happy birthday cake with us. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
A happy death day cake.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you guys.
This little goo monster wanted to give us a hug.
Nice tight bear hug.
Hey, Gerbs. Gerbs in the chat. What up? So yeah, they wanted to give you guys some cake, and you're like, no, we really don't feel like getting any cake. So
we responded with extreme prejudice.
But you were like, how about some glass rubbed in your eyes? And they were like, oh, that doesn't feel so good. So you guys rub some glass and
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
in her eyes, and of course questioned and tried to get some information. She called you traitorous scum at one point, but eventually you got word on like an Inky safe house that's hiding in Nataku, right?
And we got the code word to get in.
And you got the code phrase. You guys remember what the code phrase was?
Yeah, hold on. Give second, please.
Give second.
It says, what is done in the dark comes out in the light.
Correct. Yes. Which is like an old saying.
Oh, we're getting in right now. Nice.
It's like an old saying. Basically, like stuff that you do to try to hide, people find out about it eventually. Like, might have some relation to their whole Inky's known to be like out there looking for knowledge. That's sort of what Silas was talking to Dank about in Vegas, right?
Digging up secrets.
Yeah. Skeletons don't stay in the closet, especially when there's necromancers around.
Yeah.
Stupid liches.
Hey, no.
Liches
And
get
they're-
stitches?
It's one of the.
Yes.
Oh, that is a really good web novel.
God.
I've never heard of this.
Oh man, check it out on Royal
Me
Road. It's
either.
fantastic.
It sounds pretty
Liches get
entertaining.
stitches?
Yeah. Oh my god! Shout out to.
This would be a great time to say that we're advertising. No, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're not.
Let's see.
All right.
Let's just get stitches. That's by
I'm gonna have
Hesketh.
to- Where's my notepad? I need to write this down. This gives me something to read on the airplane.
Oh my god, yeah, it is fantastic. Like they've got 97 chapters out so far, and it has been a
Dear God.
wild ride.
Dang. All right.
Just get stitches. I love it.
So what else happened? What happened after you guys got the information? You found out that the shop had been blown up.
Really sad about that.
The shopkeeper was no longer with us on this coil.
Mortal coil, yes.
Shuffled off of it.
Yes.
I got electrocuted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Him
you,
and
by
Zack
the
got
yeah, we got the in armor.
Oh yeah, me and Dank have their special weapons.
Yeah. One of you guys got armor that like turns invisible or something, right?
Yep.
I did.
And then you guys got the one you were able to convert to work. What was it? Didn't
the rifle?
No, we got both of them.
We got both of them, but we got the rifle
both of them
first.
in the end.
Yeah. What was the deal? There was one that shocked Derrin.
There were two. One that shocked me and one that shocked Zack.
Oh, okay. And then what was it? Cassidy hacked one of them basically to get it to work.
I helped I helped that one hack the first one, and then Cassidy helped him hack the second one.
Yeah, Watchdog hacked the first one with some assistance, and then Cassidy hacked the second one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys got some nice gear.
Yeah.
All right. What happened after that? You guys basically decide to head toward, like, try to get these people out of here somewhere safe.
Yeah, we were gonna run like a diversion with Shalim, bringing a lot of them in like a trade caravan type deal while we looked for an alternate route.
Yeah, so pretty much who's going on the alternate route is the Asapu people and then the PCs, us.
Okay. What about Ernest?
Obviously, he is coming with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Shalim and Udaya are not, right?
That's right.
Shalim that was going to try to talk his way through these.
Yes.
Right, because we need him to make it look like he's doing the food run.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Like they're making their payment or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that was it, right? That's basically where we left off. I was like, well, it's going to take a couple days travel. We'll probably skip through most of that, which we can do today. But I think we need to open up with a scene first. Let's see here. Yeah, we fade in on a like a dark laboratory. We hear like some sounds of whirring machinery. We see like computer monitors and projections on screens in the background. And we see like a doctor type person leaning over a table. He's wearing a almost like a hazmat suit, like a plasticky, rubbery suit that covers his entire body with like some goggles on the front of it. And yeah, we see him like leaning over this table, and then we hear like a boom, and the whole room shakes. Kind of the lights flicker, the screens flicker. We can't see what he's working on. He's working on something on the table. We see lots of like metallic hoses that sort of run to the table. It's like in the center of the room. The lights flicker, and he turns up and looks at the door for a moment. And nothing happens. He goes back to what he's doing. We probably see, like, we get a shot where it's like we see the edge of the table, and we just see like these two bare feet. These two like small-looking little bare feet sticking up at the end of the table. And there's another loud explosion, maybe like the sound of like gunfire, and like sound of a monster growling. And the door on the room, which is like he's looking at the doctor is looking up at the door, and the door is like this metallic door with like just a seam in the middle of it. We start to see dents being like thrown on the door as like something is like running into it really heavily, and eventually it starts to get pried open. And at first we just see like these black looks like claws, and I think as the door is like wedged open and forced open, maybe sparks shoot out of the side joints of the door, as we hear like maybe like engines trying to close it that are like winding down, their gears stripping. We see like this dark face, and the creature that's like at least 6 feet tall, and these just blackness and teeth, this like sort of like inky structure as the creature just like roaring and rage and ripping the door open, and then runs into the room. The doctor at the table screams, and he like pulls himself back and puts his hands up, like drops a couple utensils, and the creature grabs him by the wrist and lifts him up and pins him against the wall, and is just like growling in his face. We see a man walking into the room. He's wearing dark robes, cloaks, travel clothes. He's got a hood over his face. And he sort of like walks into the room and sort of looks around. That's when we get our first like clear shot of the room, without like all the movement from a giant creature running in and being violent. And we see like a lab room. We see more than just like the monitors in the background. We see a table up against a wall nearby that's got what looks like gore on it. It's clearly a dead body. As soon as the man looks at it, we see his composure break, and he runs over to the table. And we hear him say, "Martha, I'm so sorry." And we see the shot of the corpse, and it's just a middle-aged woman looking up at him, dead eyes. Her rib cavity, her torso has been like ripped apart, organs missing, just blood all over the walls, all over the ground. And then he runs towards the center table and looks down, and then we see on the table is the body of a young girl, like he healthy. There's no gore here. He looks at her and he sort of stares at her for a moment, and we see like a breath. She's clearly unconscious. She's like laying on this table, and there's something like hanging out the back of her head. And we see his like gaze linger on her for a moment, and then we see like her breathe, and then his attention immediately moves to the doctor guard guy who's pinned up against the wall. And he reaches up and pulls down his hood, and we see Ernest, a younger Ernest, standing there, and he's got tears like streaming down his face. And he looks angry, like he looks very, very angry. He's like shaking with rage. And he's probably got like a machete on his hip, and maybe some kind of firearm. Once he like pulls the cloak down, maybe we get a better lit shot of him. Yeah, he stares towards where the creature is pinning the doctor up against the wall, and he says, "What have you done?" And the doctor, who's being held up against the wall, the creature growling in his face. The creature like silences itself for a moment, and the doctor says, "We made her like you. You should thank us. She's going to be gifted like you. It's not our fault." Look, he looks towards the. We see his eyes dart towards the corpse in the on the table, and he says, "It wasn't us. It was an accident." And the man's gaze moves to the table that the girl is laying on, and then he sort of like gestures like with the tip of his chin. The creature grabs the guy and slams him into the table, like forces his head down on the table, so it's like on like the control mechanism. And he's like holding his head down there, and the guy is just like kind of wincing in pain. And he says, "What'd you do to her?" And the guy says, "She's still alive. You can still bring her back. I can show you how. You're gonna need to keep me alive. I can show you." And the Ernest, who's still like in tears and in anger, says, he nods and he says, "Good. Show me how it works." Yeah, we see like a quick change the next scene, as the guy is like, "Okay, yeah, that's how you do it. That's what you need to do." And Ernest says, "Good. Now, how do I get her back?" And the guy that's being held down is kind of like, well, we dumped most of it, you see. There's only one left, and it's the one we were going to use. But And the guy's like, but, and he says, but, well, she won't have the same memories. She won't really be her anymore. This one is sort of tricky. It's an experiment. And he kind of like grimaces. The creature like pushes his head down into the monitor until the screen cracks. Maybe he starts to bleed a little bit. And he says, that's the only one you have. And the guy nods. And he goes, and this is how I put it back in. And the guy nods. And he just looks down at the girl on the table, and the rage on his face fades to just like a blank stare as he's looking down at the body on the table. The creature, and Ernest doesn't react to this. The creature wrenches the guy back up, throws him against the wall, and then the camera cuts to Ernest as we hear the ripping and tearing of flesh as the man screams for a couple seconds until he can't anymore. And then we see like Ernest push some buttons on the console. It was cracked, and he's like looking at the man's blood. And we see like a pulse run through the machine, and the body on the table like lurches like it's being hit with one of those chest compression machines. And it's sort of like the whole table like lights up for a moment. And then we see Ernest like reach to the back of her head. He pulls out this hose with like this plug on the end of it, and he like winces while he does it. And then we see him like staring at a reflection of his own face in the monitor where the guy's blood just was, and he like says to himself, "You're gonna keep everything you need to take care of this girl. You're gonna keep her safe. You don't have to remember that she's not really your little girl anymore." And he like starts to kind of cry. We see him like plug the hose into the back of his head. And then he like starts pushing buttons on the machine. We see like moving pictures come up from like a first person perspective. Some of them have the kid in there, like sweet memories. Some of them have the woman we saw on the table in there. And we see him deleting a lot of them. Like he's basically like hitting an image and then hitting like an X button, and the image like disappears. The creature that just tore the guy apart, now like covered in his blood, is just staring at him while he does this. And he looks up at the creature as he gets the last few bits deleted. And he says, I'm gonna need your help, friend. I'm sorry, but we've got to try to keep her safe. And then he hits a button on the machine. There's a pulse that it emits the same sort of similar light it did before. He goes limp. He falls on the ground. The creature basically turns into like liquid, just like immediately just like falls like water to the ground. And that liquid sort of like starts to make its way back over to his body while he's unconscious, like flows in through any orifice it can find. And then we see the man wake up, his eyes sort of blinking. He stands up. He pulls this hose out of the back of his head. He looks around, kind of confused. And then we see the little girl on the table. Her eyes flicker open. She wakes up and she looks around, also confused. And she starts to call out for her mother. And the man grabs her hand and he says, "Don't worry, I'll keep you safe." And then we see Naela's first memory that we saw way back with her walking with this man into the darkness. And that's where that ends. And then we fade out on like a shot of Ernest's face to a shot of him being older, standing beside the rest of you guys. And you all are heading out to start to travel towards the outpost. What would you all like to do?
I believe there was talk about gathering resources.
That's right. We're gonna need to get a lot of, food and other necessities to last the group on the travel line until we finally get set up in the city. So we also have to scout an alternative route there so we can get the Asapu in.
Yeah.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Okay.
And a whole lot of Asapu.
So you're going to be passing up. Let's move us over to the sort of Umbra map, I guess. That way I can kind of help things move. Plan Derrin lies. That's no longer the plan, right? I'll change that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've sort of like put little tokens for you guys on here too. And like the general NPCs with you. There's a lot more people than we see on the screen here, but most of them are like people you don't really know or people you just know in passing. One thing I say that might be kind of odd is, then you probably would have picked up on this. Maybe it wouldn't be a huge deal, but once you like took the masks off the Inky, like if they were Nexi or what agents, whatever they were, who attacked you guys, they were probably just looked like people that maybe you saw around town. Like, might have seen one of them in the shop one time when you were in there shopping or something. They could have just been like watching you guys, or they could have been like living in this sort of settlement for a while, and they were like spies potentially.
Deep cover agents.
Yeah, something like that. Because the Inky has people everywhere. So that's something that if you guys didn't pick up on, maybe Shalim or Udaya would have picked up on. Like, hey, this is weird. I've seen this person around town before, or something like that.
Keep your eyes peeled. We're being watched.
We might have traitors in our midst.
Yeah. So, you guys are basically, if I recall, we're leaving like this place here, and we're going up to the checkpoint. Is this pink circle here? And now I will say, like, all along this green line here, all along this is all farmlands, right? So the right side of that line, there's going to be quite a few stops, led by other, like, some of those other clan heads, maybe some of the ones that got unalived recently. Yeah. You might be able to stop in some of these places, like, gather extra supplies, get the people to come with you, because everybody needs to kind of get out of this region. Is that the idea, or are you just taking the people from this outpost and, like, good luck to the rest of the farmers?
I'd say we'd take everybody.
Yeah.
If they're willing to come.
Yeah, I mean, they might have feelings about the land that they've been working for quite some time. But, I have to sell it to them as a fresh start, new place, better community, less boots on your neck kind of deal. Yeah. Shouldn't be a hard sell.
I mean, the only other option for them would be like, or we stick around until they replace everyone else, and hopefully we can keep our deal, kind of thing.
Right.
Make a. Do you guys want to like try to make like a convince roll for the first person you talk to? So, after probably traveling for like a day or so, of just you guys sort of just wandering through these long dark tunnels. I mean, this main path that you're on is several days of travel long with no end. There's debris along the hallways. There's all kinds of weird stuff. There's places where there's like fungus growing. The occasional like animal scuttling in the darkness. And you guys are carrying all your belongings. You're bringing the leapers too, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Using them to carry stuff and all of that. And all these people. Basically just like picking up this whole settlement and moving it.
Let's be honest, people are probably also staring at Cassidy because she's carrying a Waywatcher.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And chatting to it like chilling. It's a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naela's just chilling with the Asapu people.
Alright. Yeah, like, who are we gonna have, like, lead the party? Like, what would be, like, a marching order we have? So we got, like, a lot of people. Are we gonna, like, put all the, like, civilians in the center and have, like, people in the front and people at the back? Like, what are we doing there as far as that goes?
Probably would have, like, Shalim and Udaya near the front, since they probably know the way the best.
I think that makes sense, yeah.
Wait, are we traveling with them right now, or I thought we were gonna do, like, the alternate route thing?
You are, but, like, this is just, like, the first day's
travel. Right now,
this
is the only way to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once we get closer, then we'll split.
Here's what I'll say. Like, we're just starting off. So basically, we've walked back to, I would say, potentially even back to where you started with Naela's, like in that vault where Naela and Ernest had it placed.
Right.
And then, so, like, there's gonna be a couple points where you could take an alternate route. Let me mark them with, like a red X. So there's one alternate route here, I would say, but it's long. Like, you can see where it goes. I'll kind of trace most of, like, how you would take this alternate route here, because it's a long alternate route. Let me just put it that way. It's not the short way. You would probably go here. So like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So does that mean we're going towards the water?
Yeah, if you go that way, you're definitely going to be going right up to the water's edge, like a large portion of the journey. Like, Myrna is essentially all underwater. That, this spot right here is, like, beach. Like, because all this stuff over here is water. Right? And basically,
be prepared
like,
to kill some mermaids.
Well, we have superior firepower now.
I will say that...
Yeah, but we have a lot of people.
I will say that that's not
True.
that's probably not the only alternate route that you could find. Another one could be a little bit easier of a route, I think. Let me zoom in here so I can really take a look. It's like all these markings are basically hallways, so you might be able to take a route that goes something like this and just, like, skirts right around the edge of the checkpoint. And then maybe find a way to connect to the, like, main route, like that.
Right.
See, I'd rather try to do something like that.
Yeah, that way we risk, well, less of a risk of losing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be easier. You'll be able to stay with the convoy longer, basically up until, like, right before they go around the last corner to go to the checkpoint or something. Maybe you can find a vent or something to get in there.
Right.
I mean, and then Asapu can probably help us with that too.
True. I could take point, be on the lookout for anything suspicious or anything that looks like a good alternative route or foodstuffs.
As long as people were within, like, what was it, like 20 meters? 10 meters, 20 meters. Waywatcher can disguise.
Yeah, we won't be able to be like,
disguise life
remotely.
signs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there is probably a lot of people in this convoy. I don't know if you're gonna get everybody within 20 meters in a hallway.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's not gonna cover everybody.
But I'm saying as long as we're far enough away from the checkpoint, we could probably do a couple of groups that, if we have to get close enough, the Waywatcher can probably cover them.
Yeah. It might definitely help for sure if you're doing that near the front of the group too, because for example, if there's someone that's going to pick up somebody when they walk past the line, it'll take longer for it to pick them up. Like, it won't pick them up until, like, the middle of the group passes or something, as opposed to, like, the front of the group. If that makes sense.
Right.
Like, it could still be useful, at the very least, even if it doesn't hide everyone. And plus, when you guys split off, it'll into a smaller group. It'll definitely work on everyone there.
And if it helps cover people, I don't mind making multiple runs. If it helps keep everybody safe.
Yeah, I mean, we'd get the leapers. We could put a bunch of people in like a wagon, find a way around.
Yeah.
Or get the individual smaller groups. Just have them ride the leapers themselves. That way we can get more people through quicker.
All right. We'll say after like the first day's travel, you guys get to about here. That's from here, right?
Right.
Where did we get to?
This green X right here.
Okay.
Right before where the red line starts on the left.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think maybe why don't we have the Asapu make a check. See how well they can do. Oops, that's because I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, well, it's their stat thing. Okay. All right. Let's see how well they roll. Savvy success. So yeah, I think if you're trying to get the Asapu to figure out if there's different ways, they probably do locate like a hidden, like maybe it's not so much hidden as it is like just a crawl through a vent duct that opens up to another hallway, leads down towards the shore. And there might even be people in the crowd that have heard about this way or something and know that it leads towards water, leads towards the sunken vaults of Myrna, maybe. I would say that the first like farmlands checkpoint stop here would be around this location too, and I'd like to see if you guys can convince them to either come with you or keep your secret. Don't tell anyone that you took a whole town's worth of people through here. Like, what are you guys gonna try to do?
Persuade them that, well, they came for us, they're going to come for you too, man. They wiped out an entire other town with no remorse.
Yeah, they killed the whole plan, right?
They didn't even take the food. They just killed everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Safety in numbers.
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
You have smooth talking skills or something?
I've got perception. I mean, I could lay out the facts in such a way that they wouldn't be able to really look at it in a different way.
Perception is like observation, like here.
Yeah, but then you can relate that observation. It's like, this is what happened.
See, this is why you let the face do the talking.
You do the talking. I am the guy with the gun. I could do intimidation. I could intimidate the shit out of these people.
All right.
I don't think that'll end well. Intimidate them into coming.
I'll let you make the roll, Derrin, if you want to say some things. I'll let you get an extra dice because Dank is helping you.
Yes.
He's like, I'll fucking shoot you if you don't do this.
Hey now, I'd be backing up whatever he's saying with like what we've gone through.
Yeah, and he's like, listen to us or I'll shoot you.
I was supposed to say, I think I already have 6.
Okay. Well, you can get an extra +1. I'll give you an extra +1. You can do 7.
Okay. Let me make sure before I...
We can have more than 3 dice.
I mean, I'm gonna let you do it right now.
God damn it, Sam.
I think the only... Like, you can't have more than 3 dice from your own memories, for sure. Like, just from your own abilities.
For your memories, but you can for other rolls.
I mean, if I add... There's creatures who can have, like, 16 dice. I'll just tell you that now.
All right. Well, listen. Listen. If I get 16 dice rolled, I don't want you to be mad.
Well, I mean, like,
Never mind. That actually put me 2-6.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe sometimes if there's extra stuff going on, I'll give you extra dice.
God.
Yeah, reroll.
That is a lot of 2s and a 1 and a 3. So you're gonna spend an influence point to reroll.
Yeah.
All right. Words, man. Say pretty words now.
Okay, I'll take that.
All right. Success. All right. Yeah, you're able to persuade them that the risk of staying is far greater than the risk of going. Now, the person does bring up the fact that you could be starting a war by doing this.
There's a war coming.
What's
anyways.
A war?
Would you rather sit by and let the war roll over you anyway? Or would you rather be in a more safe, protected location with other people to watch your back?
Yeah, the old farmer like nods and he says, well, I suppose it's best to be in Nataku, but they send envoys through there too, from what I hear.
Yeah, well.
He says, Nataku, they'll be inclined to help us, give us refuge. It's part of their culture. Kamu, they call it. But it's going to mean they're going to be on bad terms with the Anisu. And from what I hear, Nataku is already having problems with air, power, and that stuff comes from the Arku.
Oh, we got a lot of bright minds here with us. I'm sure we can come to some kind of resolution.
Well, I hope it works, because if they're not happy with the council, they'll do more than flood into the Sorrows. They'll send armies into Nataku itself and take the countries. But we'll go with you. We'll take your word for it. You got a lot of people at your back. I think you guys probably know best. And I don't want to end up like that clan you told us about that got wiped out.
Strong sense of community keeps a lot of people safe. We'll all be looking out for each other.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, it's probably a relatively small clan spot. So over the course of the night, they start packing up all their things, and they'll join your growing caravan to head towards Nataku. So presuming that the Asapu find this this way here, I think Shalim probably would let you guys know that there's probably another way. There's probably a shorter way up ahead that you could find, that it seems a little long and dangerous. And the caravan, if it does get through the checkpoint, it'll certainly make it there way before you guys do, if you go that way. So, you guys decide to continue on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try the shorter route.
All right.
Look around for anything interesting while we're stopped, I guess.
Yeah, you guys want to take some time to try to gather some supplies? Granted, these people are packing up all their stuff. They might have enough for themselves for a kind of long term, but they might have some stuff they can share. Things like food, things like couple weapons for some people. I mean, they're not going to be a shopkeep or anything, but they might have some weapons for some of the people that are traveling with you. They might even have a few animals they need to take with too. Maybe a couple of their
gladly take the animals.
Yeah. Maybe a couple
I would
of
definitely
their own leapers or pulse wings.
I'd probably be more looking for things that had gone missing or were not, grabbed or anything like that. So nothing that they had, just anything that either got left behind due to certain reasons or just forgot or anything there. Just to make sure that everything is, picked as clean as possible.
Yeah, you want to make a roll?
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow him around and help him.
Okay. I'll give you a +1 die.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for anything suspicious or weird happening. Taking a look at people, making sure nobody looks like. Yeah, I'm kind of not happy about the fact that the people that attacked us were people who had been looking like they'd been living there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, good lord. Okay. I don't really have much influence to spend.
Since I'm helping, can I spend an influence?
It's good, because usually I say how much influence, you're like, oh, I've got 1 million. I've got 1 million influence.
Nope, after last time, I used a lot of it.
We really did.
Right.
And no, actually, you can't make other players re-roll.
No, only the DM and yourself.
Alright, and that's your, like, perception-y roll, Dink?
Yeah.
I'm going to actually drop an influence to re-roll those ones, just in case. Actually, everything but the 4.
Alright.
Because why not? So let's see who it's gonna be.
I'm gonna start, like, sniffing people to see if...
Nah, nothing changes.
Like, because you know how some dogs can sense a bad person?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do that. So she's just gonna start sniffing people.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Just randomly smelling people. Are you gonna try to hide that you're smelling them, or are you just like walking up to people and going,
arrow grin on our face?
I don't give a shit. I'm just sniffing people.
Okay, alright.
You smell a lot of BO and stank.
Yeah, you do. A lot of BO and stank, a lot of fungusy smell.
They're hiding food.
Yeah. Some of them probably are hiding food. There's nobody that smells like that.
Oh yeah.
When you encountered the people that attacked you back at Point Moriah, there was the really distinctive smell when they fired their weapons. It smelled like ozone.
Right.
If you've ever like smelled like right after a thunderstorm or something, that's what it smelled like. You don't really pick up on anything like that. You probably get close enough to people while you're doing this to spot several people that have like daggers or makeshift machetes, basic weapons on them.
I'd be looking for something that's more high tech.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more hiding among these people. I will say that. You sniff around. You even get close enough to check some people out. You're able to like hide in the crowd a little bit, get closer, watch people for a while, and you move basically through the whole crowd over the course of the day. I mean, this is like the end of the day while people are packing up and getting ready to move out tomorrow morning. Tomorrow lapse, I guess I should say. Whatever. But yeah, you're able to like check out pretty much everybody, get close to them while they're sort of like either talking to each other or not paying you any mind, and yeah. I think you're probably pretty satisfied. None of them smell quite like those folks did. There is a couple that smell like metal, though, right? Like you get that kind of irony, coppery smell from some of them, and you like look closer, maybe you spot a plug on the back of their head. There is the occasional like vagabond, but nobody who's obviously an inky. You don't see any of those same tech weapons or armor or anything like that.
Yeah.
Some of them might have some basic, like, some kind of polymer armor, or leathers. I think one of you guys got a set of leathers. Stuff like that.
I think it was me.
Yeah, might be quite a few like that. Lots of storage carrying pockets, almost like cargo clothing on some people. There's some people that look like they're used to having to survive. Well, like they're not fighters perhaps, but they look like they're used to having to survive in tough conditions. So, what that's worth.
Right.
Well, yeah, they lived out here. That's a tough condition as it is.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you think I look like what I look like?
I make sure to mark down, like, essentially remember the faces of the people that, look like vagabonds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trust but verify.
I think at one point, Naela, Shalim like pulls you aside, or like maybe when you're checking out people that are nearby where he's at, and he walks up and he says, he looks back at Mori or Dank or whoever in your group might be close by, and he says, "Well, are they starting to figure things out yet? First cycle or two is the hardest part."
Yeah, they're slowly starting to figure it out.
Good. Well, when you get the chance, thank you guys for, saving my life.
Would have done the same for us.
Yeah, he doesn't realize Dank's listening. Like Dank walks up behind you guys and like butts in. He's like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were there."
Yep, I've been like super freaking paranoid and on edge, keeping an eye on everything.
Yeah.
Gotta look at everything all at once.
Does he like jump out of his skin when Dank talks to him?
Yeah, he jumps a little bit because he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were there." It like, kind of intimidates him a little bit. And he says, "You guys are pretty good back there." Well,
I don't know about them, but this is what I do.
Yeah, in these kind of circumstances, we have to be.
he nods. He says, "Well, if there's any place in the Umbras at all that is safe for vagabonds, it's Nataku."
Thank you for taking us in and keeping our secret. As well as you could, at least.
He nods. He says, "It was the right thing to do." And he says, "It's just, we all gotta look out for each other down here. Nibiru is hard enough without us turning on each other." Maybe one day the Arku will understand that too.
People who've entrenched themselves in positions of power lose sight of what it was like to struggle.
Yeah, he nods.
They won't learn unless it's probably physically thrown in their face at how they're treating their people.
They won't learn until they experience the same kind of anguish.
Well, maybe they can take a trip here, see how much harder things are when Kabadu itself wants to tear you apart. I imagine that even in Asher, where the air is light, people struggle to live without their machines, where here, in the harshest conditions, people figure out a way to live in spite of not having them, not having the same resources, or even decent food.
Death looming over your shoulder is a pretty good motivator.
I usually find that, yeah.
Yeah, he nods.
You guys, she turns to Dank, Derrin, and Cassidy. You guys are a lot stronger than I thought you would be.
Hank cracks his knuckles. I'm just getting started.
I'm quite impressed.
Yeah.
The last group didn't make it that long.
Yeah, Shalim, he's probably wearing a bandage over where he was shot, right? He's still recovering. And he's yeah, I wouldn't have made it without you all there. Appreciate the help.
Hold on, what are you talking about last group?
Don't worry about it.
I didn't plan on it. I did! We have problems that need to be solved now. We can worry about the past later.
I'm shoving way too many problems into the later pile right now, but I guess that's a problem for later me.
Yeah, do what we keep doing, put a pin in it. Eventually, we'll have a hedgehog.
I was about to say, we have way too many pins right now, you realize?
Oh, yeah.
There's Naela, there's like a tug at like the back of your waist, like somebody's tugging like on your shirt.
I'll turn and look.
Yeah, there's like a little kid stand there. It's one of the kids from was it the Karam clan? The farm where the kids were alive. The farm where you helped the mom.
Yeah.
Dina.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the kids. And the kid looks up at you and he says, my sister says you might be part of the cult of silence. Is that true?
Remind me what the cult of silence is, Sam. Anyway. I don't think so.
I can do that. Hang on. Probably
It's been a while since I've looked in the book. I should probably do that.
I got you. Hang on a second. Where did I put it? The cult of silence is basically... oh, here we go.
Derrin over here. Oh god, they have cults here too.
There's a lot of them actually. There's quite a few different ones. The cult of silence is... it's fair to say they almost have complete reign over Umbra. So most people in Umbra's probably like kind of listen to some of what the cult of silence has to say. Because much of the technological marvels were not made to stand the pressure of Kabadu, the people of the Umbra learned to commune with Nibiru's fauna to help their efforts, so the animals. Kids learned from a young age to relate to Ayalus, often riding along the way of lanterns as a rite of passage. Old people tell stories of the Leviathan, the mythic beast that protects the flooded countries. And they teach their children to care for nature. So basically they're like animal lovers, lovers of nature. They believe that like being one with the nature of the world is how you're supposed to live here. They also have this concept of original sin, which basically explains why people can't feed off electricity like a lot of the animals do. And it's sort of like the way they rationalize that is saying that there was some kind of like original sin that humanity committed, and that's why we've been cut off from the power of Nibiru, the power of the world, and it's like a life-giving power. And they do like, well, I guess make a roll for more information.
It's probably a really interesting way to look at things, yeah.
Yeah.
Derrin over here. Oh god, it's not a cult. It's space Christianity.
What would this be?
It'd be some kind of like knowledge or like history or something like that. Maybe. Let me take a look at your sheet and see what you might have.
Space Christianity.
Space Christianity. It's like the original sin bit screams like Christianity, right? Like,
yeah.
It's almost like hippie Christianity, kind of. Let's see here.
Gerblin Space Jesus is just Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Let me take a look here.
Oh my god.
God.
Yes.
Let me look at your second sheet. I would allow zoology knowledge to apply to this because it's in relation to like a cult that has to do with animals. Like a huge part of the culture here, the way people live. So yeah, I'll allow your zoology thing to apply to this role, Naela.
Why do I feel like she would actually be a part of this cult? Ah.
I don't know, but we'll see if you know more about it for sure. And you can
It's
decide.
just a question of like how faithful of it would you be?
Okay, so some more information for you. Let's see here. So I mentioned that they believe that there's like old tales about a mythical beast called the Leviathan that protects the flooded countries. There's communions and rituals that they do. All of it reflects the ideas of a thing called Lignat Napiste. If that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm sorry, but I will try to copy it and paste it in Roll20 chat for you. That is what it says. Local folklore entices explorers to seek for answers and signs related to the problem of the original sin, which made it so humans couldn't feed off electricity. It lies out there somewhere lost in the dark corners of the world. So they don't know what the sin was. Asceticism is valued deeply, as is the pursuit of calm and stillness. All of these practices that bolster survival. So it's all about like self-discipline and like not getting attached to indulgences. So like if you are a member, you're like not a good one because you are addicted to drugs, right? they sort of preach against that. Even Antumbrian religions have embraced and integrated some of the tenets of the Cult of Silence, with plenty of parallels being drawn between the Shepherd and the Leviathan. So basically it's like a retelling of the story of the Shepherd, which is a different religion. We'll get into that some other time. The most recent pilgrimage, which started for the first time in Nataku, counts more animals than machines among its numbers. More obscure local traditions, such as water worship, tends to have quite a bit of crossover when it comes to the idea of water as the enabler of life in the station. Water worshippers, for example, they've been surfacing in other towns nearby. And like, for example, there's a town called Ebdulan where people make these statues of sheep, which are a real thing. But they sleep in DDMs, and they started talking about these strange dreams that they had of another world while they were asleep. And this probably sounds a little familiar to you. Maybe that's why you thought something was going on. So they would sleep in their DDMs, and they started having these strange dreams of like another world, and like light drenched its expanse, and it had these really high blue ceilings that stretched out for days as far as the eye could see. And the sleepers there, they proceeded to paint these visions along the walls of the town, which sort of led into this tradition that led to them believing like water was a conduit to a paradise world. Like it was something to do with water that was going to like heal the world and like bring it back to like that paradise that they see in their dreams.
So they're essentially Dreamlanders.
Well, they might be Brighttowners also, right?
Yeah, they could just have like a slight connection to both.
Yeah.
Because Dreamlanders like take other people's memories, sort of thing.
Yeah, but they also have like the dreamscape where a lot of memories just are.
Yeah, but that's not what Dreamlanders experience.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think the idea with Dreamlanders is like, I don't know. I always get the vibe of like reincarnation and stuff like that with Dreamlander. Like,
yeah, possibly.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with that. But so water worship and Cult of Silence sort of tied together. Anyways, you kind of know the gist of all that stuff.
Okay.
So what do you tell the kid? Are you into it or no? Or did you just lie? Like you can just be like, I don't know what that is.
Who are you people?
What are you doing in my living room?
I feel like stuff of a lot of the things of the Cult of Silence sounds like things that Naela agrees with. The only downside is she does drugs.
Is it Silence or Silas?
Silence.
Silence.
So okay, I keep hearing Silas.
Yes, sorry.
Me too.
Yeah, it's not the cult of Silas. That's a different cult.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I think it's called the cult of silence because their whole thing is like asceticism and like stoicism and self-discipline and like meditation. Like silence kind of embodies a lot of that stuff. That's sort of like self-discipline and calm that they seek to find. You know.
Why do you think I took the calming aspect of the revelations?
Yeah, I think just because you do drugs doesn't mean you can't be a member. Like I would say, there's a lot of, for example, there's a lot of like my family was Catholic. There's a lot of Catholics who drink and do stuff that they're not supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, you don't have to be perfect to be a member of a religion. That's all.
So the question was if I was a part of the cult of silence?
Yeah, the kid was just like, my sibling, my brother, my sister told me that they think you might be a member of the cult of silence. Is it true? And then when the camera cuts back to you, we see like you ever shine a light into a cat's eyes and their eyes reflect that weird like, you know what I'm talking about?
Like, yes.
Yeah,
like,
the tapetum lucidum.
Yeah, like maybe we see that for like just a split second when the camera cuts back to you. The kid doesn't seem to notice.
Little quick cat eyes. So she would bend down, kind of like crouch to his level, and she would kind of whisper to him, I am. Your sibling is correct.
Yeah, he grins. And he just yells out like, "See, I told you." And then he runs back. So yeah, he was the one saying you were, by the way.
You got played.
He just like giggles and runs back to the other kid, and is like, "Yeah, she said yes. Told you. I was right. You were wrong."
Classic kid shit.
Yeah.
Classic sibling shit.
Yeah.
All right. So, Derrin was going to make a roll to see if he could find a thing, right?
I did, and I failed.
Oh yeah, you failed. And then Dank. Okay, so here's what you see, Dank, with your perception roll. Sorry it took me so long to get to this. You notice Derrin and Cassidy sort of wandering off. They seem like they're looking for stuff. They're like looking at the ground. They're like scooting stuff aside. Seems like they're tracking something maybe.
I'm doing this one-handed, by the way, because I am not letting Weight Watcher down.
Okay, yeah. You can...
Sure.
That's probably why we fell.
Yeah, sure. Maybe he's like making too much noise, or he's talking loudly at the time or something. Yeah. So you see them wander off. The other thing, Dank, you notice something else. Zack starts to wander off in another direction.
Okay. I want to see what Zack's up to.
Yeah, you start to follow him. You try to stay hidden.
Yeah. Let me roll stealth.
All right, let me get Zack's sheet up. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! I'm re-rolling that.
I certainly hope so.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
and let's try that again. There we go.
The last thing we need is for you to have a negative to like searching for things.
There were still 3 3s in that one, but there were 2 4s.
Okay, let's see here.
3 1s, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant. My bad. Too many 3s.
Journal pages here.
I'm so glad 4s over right 1s. It doesn't matter how many.
Yes.
I'm gonna give him. I think he's got the +3. I would call this.
Damn!
I would call this a risk, and he has a sneaky skill. So I'm gonna give him a +.
Is a +3 to being sneaky?
only because what he's doing is risky.
Oh,
if he was just sneaking like he's supposed to, he would only have a +1. But because what he's doing is risky, I'm going to allow his risking it all to apply in his risky business to apply here. Which is like not a memory. Risky business is a skill he has, and he has a memory called risking it all.
Oh, have we recovered by now also?
What the fuck are you doing?
You are about to, as soon as you guys get through this night, you will...
Okay, making sure.
Well, I guess, actually, I take that back. Those of you who are wounded do not recover, but if you're stressed or beaten, you would go up 1 body step by now, because we've changed scenes.
Yeah, okay, making sure.
So I think...
Wait, was Zack wounded?
Okay.
He was beaten. I'm looking at his sheet right now. It's beaten and stressed, so he would go up to okay and okay in both, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Let me roll with him. I guess it would technically be a contested roll, but we'll just add them up and look at each other's.
Ooh.
Savvy success.
You win.
You had more than 4 dice though, right, Dank? Or 5? You had 6 dice too, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I only had 5.
So you get 8, 9, 10, 11. He gets 8, 2, 10, 11, 16. Oy.
Fuck.
Alright, so here's what happens.
Can I make him re-roll since technically he's not here?
Since I'm playing him, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Re-roll those 4s.
Alright. That's a 4 and a 1. You knocked it down to a normal success. It does take away 3, so it's now a 13?
That still beats you.
Yeah.
You only got an 11.
Yeah.
You could have made me re-roll the 4s and the 3s, but the 3s could turn into 4s. Let me re-roll the 3s.
3 too.
The 3s and the 2, so that'd be 3d4.
No, just the 3s. Leave the 2.
Okay. 1 and a 2, so that'll take away another 3. That brings it down to 10, right?
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, so now you match.
No, I beat him. I've got an 11.
Yeah, he beats it by 1. Okay, so yeah, there's a moment where you like almost lose him. Like he seems to be trying to get away from sight, like out of sight line of anybody. And there's a moment where like he ducks around a corner, and you go around the corner, and you're like, he's gone, and then you realize, oh, there's just like a piece of debris blocking the way he went, or something. And you like follow him down.
Right.
Do you approach him? He's like walking through this dark corridor ahead. You see him look down at something, and there's a blinking light that he's looking at, but you can't see what it's coming from because it's like in front of him and you're behind him. But he's like looking down at something. It seems to be like either he's holding it or it's something on like the front of his body or on his hand or something. You see like a blinking light coming from that spot. Like it illuminates the wall around him when it flashes. What do you do?
I'm just going to continue observing, move a little bit closer to see if I can get a better angle on it.
Okay. Sure. You can do that. So you move closer, and maybe the corridor he's going down doesn't go too far. I'd say less than like 50 yards before it opens up into like a square room. And there's some trash and junk in there. And yeah, you like follow him in quietly. And yeah, you get a look at what he's looking at, and he's looking at his hand. And his hand like has a light inside of it that is on. Like if you were to hold a flashlight to the back of your hand or something, you see the light coming through. That's what it looks like. He's like looking at his hand, and he's like seems confused. And he's just like staring at it and like turning it over. And it's like flashes a couple times, then it stops, and then it flashes a couple times, then it stops, and then he like starts to look around, and let's see if he spots you. Does he have anything to help him see?
His eyes, Bert.
Does he have any skills? Attention to detail. I'll give him a +1. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay.
Would this be like a contested kind of deal?
Yeah, like I think you get another roll. You can probably roll better. You have 5 dice, right?
Yeah.
So he got a 7, 9,
15. No, 12.
12, and you got an 11.
I only have a couple influence points left. I've got a +2 to stealth. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I'll burn another one.
What are you gonna reroll? Are you gonna have me, or you want to reroll?
I'm gonna reroll my.
I reroll those 1s and 2s.
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll the 1s and 2s.
All right, so 4d4.
Yeah. 6 here.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, that'll do it. So yours would go up by 2, 4, 6, 7. So
18.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So he looks around. He doesn't see anything. It's too dark. You're behind something. You're watching him like through a grate or something. He just doesn't see you. And then you see him like turn, and he like walks out of the room on the other side. He goes around the corner. You follow him, and you're keeping a distance, but you're able to like see everything that's going on. And he comes up. He comes up to this spot in the wall that is it's like the area around it is sort of like rusted and corroded and sort of like destroyed. But it's just like this really, like, it looks like this one spot in the wall, it's had like a water leak at first, or like some kind of water damage. But then you see the light from his hand light up the spot a little bit better, and you see skin in there, like skin growing out of it. The wall itself, kind of like either there was some kind of weird body that maybe like degraded here, or there's just some kind of weird skin growing in the wall. And he like walks up to this wall. It's probably almost as tall as he is, at least, but not like terribly wide. Maybe like 2-3 feet wide. And it's just like a patch of skin that's sort of like grown into the wall there with all this sort of like damage around it on the wall. And he's just standing there staring at it. And he just stares at it, like the light. He's holding his hand up, and the light in his hand keeps blinking. And he's just staring at the wall for like 45 seconds. And he's just looking at it. And then you see something on the wall. Like the wall starts to light up. And you swear you see like the silhouette of a person on the other side of the wall. And it's odd looking at because it doesn't make sense what you're seeing, because you're just looking at like wall. Like there's nothing behind this but more wall probably. But the silhouette you see looks like they're just like standing in an open room, kind of like looking at like a 3D television or something.
Right.
The dimensions don't make sense. But you can't like it's just a silhouette, and there's also like the flesh that's sort of like blocking some of the details of the image to come through, kind of like blurring it, and this light behind the frame of whatever's in there. So you can't like see a face, but you see like the shape of a head, a torso, and some arms. And Zack starts leaning toward it, like it's saying something, and he's trying to hear. You don't hear anything. Like for you, it's just silence, and Zack's like breathing really heavily.
Does he look like panicked? Is he sweaty? Like,
do you have like some kind of insight roll?
I do. I have a +3 to insight.
All right.
Save the game.
Okay. I would say he looks excited. like he looks gleeful, kind of like he's in on a big secret, or he's just learned something that like nobody else knows, kind of like almost like a, I don't want to say like a cockiness, but there's probably a little bit of that. Like he's had some kind of great realization. He's like excited. He's shaking like he's nervous, but it's not like a bad nervous. It's more like you're about to perform a concert. kind of nervous, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like all eyes are on me, kind of nervousness. And we see him like lean into the sort of like image we see on the wall. And then we cut to like his perspective. And from his perspective, he's hearing whispering. He's seeing the creature on the wall, whatever it is. If it's a person on the other side, they're leaning into the wall just like he is. Yeah, we see him like start to get closer and closer to it as the figure like starts to press against the skin on the other side and start to like come out of it almost. It seems like it's going to come out of it. At least the head of it is, or something. As he like gets closer, he's like trying to listen to what it's saying. He can't make it out. He's just like trying to listen really intently. And then that's the wrong thing. And then yeah, a hand reaches out of the wall, grabs him by the collar, and pulls him in. And as soon as he like goes in the wall, it's like liquid, like it just opens up to let him in. Maybe you see bits of teeth, and there's a moment of panic. Like like he is just as surprised as you are by what happens. That sort of glee and excitement on his face. Almost like a weird look of like pleasure that he had on his face fades as soon as the hand grabs a hold of his collar, but he doesn't have time to react for it. Just like pulls him into the wall, and then the light goes off, and now you're just looking at skin on the wall, and there's probably like a bit of blood that sort of like oozes out of it, like just liquid, like body liquids, mucus or something. It's sort of like
effluvium.
Oozes illuvium. Is that what he's? Yeah.
Effluvium.
Okay. That just like oozes out of the wall and just like kind of like runs down it. It doesn't make like a huge puddle or anything, but yeah. Now you're just looking.
And if whatever that thing was ate him, there'd be a lot more bits and bops here, man. That's not enough blood for a person getting chewed on.
Yeah, it didn't seem to harm him.
I don't think I'm too worried about it. I mean, we've all got our own eccentricities. Like, I mean, Naela communicated with a freaking wild beast.
But he's gone!
Yeah.
And we never saw him again.
Gonna be alright. It's probably one of those
things. You gotta make a new character.
He doesn't.
Nah.
You don't have to make it.
Oopsies.
Zack, you're good.
It's one of those things.
DM killed your character.
Nah. Something interesting is going to happen when we see him next. He's going to have some weird adventure in the fleshscape.
See, I don't like that idea, because your mentioning of Terry Pratchett means that you know that interesting is not necessarily a good word.
Yeah, but, you know, character development and personal growth aren't easy.
May we live in interesting times.
May you find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned. Like, yeah, I will mention this
Zack's
to the rest of the group.
Man.
Well, yeah, no, he was acting kind of shifty. I
Zack's
followed
gonna
him.
come back a changed blood monster.
Got slurped into a flesh wall.
As you do, right?
He just wanted to come back as like his own version of the black goo monster.
He just wanted to get up in them walls, you know?
The monster of the flesh lagoon.
I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke.
Wow.
I apologize. I will see myself out. It's been a great session.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next time.
And with that, the campaign was over.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the wrong camera.
You guys are so dramatic.
Like Naela hasn't had her moments.
Listen, Naela almost suffocated on air because she did drugs.
Listen, Linda.
Okay.
Look, man, Dank has seen some shit.
This saw somebody turn into a puddle of goo.
5 weirdest things that I have seen in this character.
That's fair. I think this might be a response to the unknown roll, though. Now, the difficulty on those ranges from, I think, 2 to 3 dice is like the low end, and then 6 dice is like the high end. So you have seen some shit. I will take that into account and say this is a 4 dice roll. Because you did watch a flesh wall swallow a person. Granted, granted, he didn't seem really harmed by it. That might be what's more unsettling about it, is that he almost seemed like really into it. Like at least
I mean, first. Who am I to judge another person's eccentricities?
I am not a masochist, is all that's playing in my mind from Markiplier.
Now, here's your DC to be a contested roll. You can have me re-roll and stuff, as always.
And I just get 3 for this?
You can also, I will say for this, you can take away dice because you don't want to double it. But it's a pretty high roll, so if you want to roll all your dice, you can roll all your dice. Absolutely.
Do I have anything for the unknown?
I don't know.
I don't think I do.
I don't know, man. Do you?
Maybe.
You want me to take a look?
Let's see.
Got a lot of
firearms, mechanics, stringed instruments, violence, physical activities, distraction. Check the other page.
You're immune to... No, you're not immune to violence checks.
I'm damn near close. Yeah. Drawing aggro, perception, tracking, fungal tolerance, attention to detail, combat reflexes, mechanics, insight.
You can make a memory right now to help you out. I did say we're not supposed to do response to unknown memories, didn't I? Like response.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
memories. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can keep the ones you have, but you can't write new ones like that.
Yeah.
You can also make me re-roll if you have influence points left. You can.
That was your whole thing, man. You'd be sneaky, so he didn't know. Now I have no influence points.
Yeah, that was you. That was you that decided that.
Okay. I have one. So let's see how this goes.
Oh my god!
It's definitely not like I try to bait you into spending your influence points. Okay, that's not
awful.
That's not a good roll. That's not.
That is terrible.
That is okay. Now here's the thing: if you fail by more than double, you go down. It's bad, right? Like
I'm gonna spend that influence, man. I have to re-roll those ones.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Now the most you can get is a 10 if you roll 2 4s, right?
I'll re-roll the whole thing.
You can also make me re-roll. I'm just gonna point that out.
Yeah, but I don't think I can make you roll lower than a 4 on 4 dice.
You could keep the 1 and the 2 and be like re-roll the 3 and the 4. That might help you. It's whatever you think is gonna work best for you, man.
I'm gonna re-roll my roll because there's just a freaking 4, man.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
9 is better. Okay. So you only go down by 1 mental step.
Wait.
No, if you do that, you should be okay, though. You'll recover.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you'll recover.
Unless I did this like several times in a row, you should be fine.
I mean, we've still got
and I don't think everybody's going to get sucked into a flesh wall.
Surprise, that's what we're doing today. Everyone gets a flesh wall. You get a flesh wall.
Yeah,
oops, all flesh walls.
Let's do it and see what happens.
We all die. Campaign ends. Well, not campaign ends. New party.
Anybody gonna save my bacon here and make him re-roll the 4?
He's like,
oh.
I have like 2 influence points left, and I need to survive. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh no, everybody's low on influence.
See what you got.
I'll spend an influence point and make him re-roll.
All right, you want me to just re-roll the 4?
Is that all we need him to re-roll?
I just need him to have 1 lower than he has.
Okay.
Yeah, probably the 4 is the best idea then.
I guess just the 4.
All right, you sure? It's final answer.
Yeah, as long as you get under a 4.
Okay, all right. So it lowers it to a 9.
There we go.
Right. Just like we know how that goes sometimes, where you guys will like re-roll and I just roll a 4 again. So
Yeah.
It
sucks.
All right, so you don't go down a mind step. You're fine.
Okay.
All right. While you're doing that, we cut to Cassidy and Derrin, who are trying to find stuff. They're trying to find stuff that maybe got left behind, or just extra stuff to loot.
We failed.
Really thought there'd be something on that bench.
Yeah, they don't find anything. They're like moving debris around because there's probably like a lot of debris in some of these hallways. Stuff might be under it, and they don't find anything. And we see that they we the audience see that they miss a spot of debris, right? And we cut.
We checked there.
We cut to people are getting ready to to go to bed, to get some sleep, even though they don't have their DDM machines hooked up. Maybe they have some here at this camp, but everybody's sort of spread out and safe and sort of calming down for the end of laps to get their rest. Some people are probably drinking some tea or some soup, some of that mushroom soup, and sitting around some of their gear or whatever supplies they're carrying with. And we see and we cut back and forth with what Derrin and Cassidy are doing in sort of this calm scene, with people being relatively happy. And then we see them miss a spot of debris, and then they turn around and walk away. And as they do, part of the debris was unsettled by some of the stuff that they did move. And so as soon as they turn and walk away, they get to the end of the hallway. So we're walking back.
Oh God, it's a Pikachu!
And some of the debris falls to the side, and we see the carcass of a leaper laying there. And it's been torn apart. It has been torn open by something big. Most of its insides are probably ripped out and consumed. Yeah, and
I don't like that.
It is very, very dead.
And we have no idea it's there.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, the irony!
Wait. Where's Naela at?
Well, presumably.
Oh, Naela would probably smell it.
Yeah, presumably with the rest of the group.
Because if it's a carcass, I could probably smell it.
We probably didn't go too far from the group.
It's a pretty fresh carcass, but yeah, I would say.
I mean, blood.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I can do a roll if you want.
I think a fresh carcass would stand out against the other odors more than an old one.
Yeah, that's
rot.
Fair. Yeah. Okay. Do a roll. Sure. Do a roll. We're sniffing this out. Yeah. Okay. Here's what happens. When they come back, when Derrin and Cassidy come back, you smell it on them as they walk by you. You smell a dead animal on them. Maybe they didn't kill it with their own hands, but they were close to it at least. They don't have any blood on them or anything.
Okay. I am going to walk back to where they came from and try to continue to sniff this thing out until I find where it is.
Doesn't even talk to us.
You're not going to talk to us at all?
Yeah,
she just walks past you making a big nose face. Just...
Yeah, the way
no, she's just sniffing the air.
Fair. You're going to try to track it down, follow the smell? Okay.
Derrin watches this go on. Does a pit check.
Doesn't he just sees her and then sniffs herself, trying to figure out what's going on?
Yeah, you feel like it's coming
from.
Both
do the same thing.
Yeah, you saw the direction they came from. Now, where they were was out of sight from where anybody else in the group, but you see the direction they came from, and you do smell it coming from that direction. Make another roll. I'm I'm gonna just make another roll. I want to see how close you can get. I'm not gonna give you. I was thinking about giving you a minus
look
one.
At each other before they sniff each other themselves in, because they're probably like, "Do we smell that bad?"
What did that? I didn't do what?
Yeah, you're able to like pick up the trail pretty good, and you track it down to a corridor. It looks like it's been long abandoned. It's not the direction you guys are going, but it's like off to the side somewhere. And yeah, we do see you eventually. It takes you a couple minutes. Maybe you get turned around once or twice, but you're able to figure out where it is, and you find it. You find the carcass of a leaper.
Can she tell how long ago it was?
Probably within the last lapse, like maybe even a couple hours. Maybe even like since you got here.
Oh shit.
I dislike this.
I would say with a savvy success, you smell something else.
I dislike this.
You pick up the scent of another animal. Let me see what this guy looked like, so I can kind of give you an idea of what you smell.
Time to move. Time to move. Time to move.
I mean, not just.
Well, we're just over here wondering, do we smell?
Yeah.
Yes.
So much anxiety.
You all smell. It's probably it's a big creature. It's probably a bit fishy in smell. Like a lot of creatures are. A lot of them are, especially like the sparktails and stuff like that. They're
the sirens.
Yeah, especially those. Yeah. And you see like big claw marks. And bite marks. So this is a large creature, big enough to take down a leaper, so probably a couple 100 pounds. And
oh god, it's a horse.
That's
bigger.
It's a big creature, so it's eating organs. So this isn't a creature that necessarily plugs in for power. This is a creature that like is eating the organs out of these creatures and using that to charge.
Would I be able to roll zoology knowledge to guess what this is?
Absolutely. Savvy success. Okay. So this is a creature called a lion. That's the Earth name. I think the native name is Nakilu or Akilu. I'm trying to find.
They have lions in Nibiru.
They have these things called lions. They're not. They have these things called sheep too.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
I don't either.
They have these things called mermaids, and they're not exactly mermaids, right? Let me see here. I'm trying to. My thing didn't load, so I had to reload the thing. But I'm pulling up its page here, so I can kind of give you a good description.
But they probably function similar to lions.
They probably do. That is correct. So, here's what you know about lions. The native name is Akilu, Akkilu. They're usually about 2 meters long, 110 kilos. They're exclusive to the Umbra, and they feed on biocircuits. So they tear animals open and they eat their biocircuits, and that's how they get charge. Since the dawn of humanity, lions have been looked at with respect and reverence, walking representations of all that's glorious, proud, and free. Some of the cults of the dawn regard them as rulers over all other living things. The Assyrian refer to them to the term lionesque as the ideal of what people should aspire to be like. The truth is, there's more to the term and the actual species than that. Relentless, merciless, that is all part of the lion's nature. And surely the same can be said of the aforementioned peoples. Lions lack the organs that other law will use to take energy directly from Nibiru's power lines. The Akilu's nervous terminations instead are sensitive organs that can only tolerate the amperage of other biocircuits. This is the main reason why lions hunt for prey. With their bodies perfectly adapted to the lifestyle, they can detect weakened energy signatures at great distances, chasing after them to tire them out before pouncing on them. They're usually solitary hunters that chase smaller prey, but while they're in packs, they have been seen preying on creatures as large as webworms. If you don't know what webworms are, you'll have to make another roll sometime, and I'll tell you what they are, but they're big. Okay.
I want to know.
The Assyrian kings of old used to hunt lions as part of their coronation rituals. Their name is whispered to come from a time before time, when the ancestors of earlier flickers engraved on the walls of Nibiru their encounter with this proud species, a token of the admiration and awe born of the meeting between humanity and the wild. Yeah, and they look something like... I'll just show it to you, because I've already showed it to you, basically. This is what they look like.
My main concern is it going to eat us?
Aw, they're Hydra lions.
I mean...
That's even worse.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I mean, they...
Oh, sorry, I meant Gila monster lions.
They're like... They're after leapers, at least, and you guys happen to have some of those, right? They've been known to take down humans. Like, they'll do it. They don't.
Is it like frowned upon to kill these things?
Not necessarily. I mean, by Naela, that's a different story. Like, Naela might frown upon it, to be fair.
Yeah, I might not be happy about it, but if I'm about to die, that's a different story.
Okay, if it looks like it's going to attack anybody, and I see it, I'm gonna shoot it.
Yeah, it's not here now, but that's what they look like. And you got, like, a recent kill.
Alright.
Now, if we were just to, like, kill it for no... purposely hunt it down, kill it for no reason, Naela might get a little bit hurt. But if it were to, like, hunt us down, that's another story.
Yeah, if it's physically hunting us and tracking us down to hurt us, that's a different story. Okay. But... does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so we wouldn't track this thing down just because it killed a leaper. We'd wait until it approaches us.
So do you tell them? Do you tell them? Like, hey, you guys missed something. And
yeah, I do.
Alright.
You're all going to get eaten in your sleep.
Do it. Tell them.
Dang it. I knew we hadn't searched that pile.
Yeah, you might not want to look at it, but it's a leaper carcass.
It's not Rudolph, is it? And she like goes to check to make sure it's not theirs.
Make a roll.
Oh damn!
God. If you killed Yala, I swear to God, I will stab a hole in this goddamn ship.
Both of you make a roll. Just a normal roll. I don't know if
Stab a hole in the ship unleashes untold cosmic horror.
I don't know if you have anything that gives you plus to like saving your animal, but you know.
I have observation.
You can't save it. It's missing organs.
No, I mean like, it wasn't like I don't know if there's a skill that's like it wasn't my animal that got killed.
Luck.
Luck might be something there. Yeah.
Oh no.
He wants to make a luck memory.
Now, you both can't fail, because only one creature died. So, if you both fail the roll, whoever rolled lowest is who lost their thing, alright? Alright. Now, I'm just going to point out that Cassidy can re-roll and make that a success, and it was somebody else's leaper that got killed, right?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be ours.
I don't have any more influence points.
She helped.
Can't do anything.
She helped somebody earlier. Does anybody?
No,
we can't. It's her role. We can't influence her role.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right.
Oh, Cassidy, sweetie, I'm so sorry.
I'll tell you what I do. I could roll like just normal roll myself, and then like if I beat Cassidy's roll, then yeah, it was Cassidy's.
Yeah, so basically rolling for the NPCs to see if theirs is the one that died.
Yeah. So why don't I do that?
Are you garbling?
+2 force. Oh no!
Bad.
Now you guys can make me re-roll, right?
Like nobody has influence points.
Does everybody burn up their influence points?
We saved Silly's fucking ass!
Reroll those 4s.
Reroll the 4s? Alright.
Yeah.
Definitely not just trying to get you to spend all your influence points.
He's 100% doing that. There's going to be a combat encounter and we're all going to
It brings it down to a 7, and she rolled an 8. So it is somebody else's leaper. You have successfully saved.
You're welcome!
Saved your leaper.
Rudolph's alive!
Now, it could either be like just a random person in the group, or it could be like the people that are at this station in the farmlands.
Fuck that one dude in particular.
Yeah.
So
I'm going over and hugging Rudolph tight. I don't give a shit if he's happy about it.
Yeah, he's kind of like doing the thing where he's like, "What? Why are you doing this? This is weird." And he starts to pull away from you, and then he just kind of gives up. It's okay, you're petting me, so.
Naela's going to tell Shalim her findings and what she knows.
Alright, about the leaper carcass and everything?
Yep, all of it.
Okay.
She's not letting him or Yala anywhere near that corridor, by the way. Like, if she finds them, like, wandering anywhere near that direction, she's like, nope.
Absolutely fucking not.
I get the impression that you're going to be keeping an eye on your leapers from here on out.
Yeah.
I imagine Derrin has been assigned to one.
Okay. Right.
And Naela was kind of like, I smelled one close by. I don't know exactly where it is, but don't engage with it, okay?
Yeah, Shalim says they're known to stalk. They're known to stalk groups and wait until there's like people alone or people that part off, like 2 people by themselves, and if there's a pack of them, 2 or 3 people, depending on how many there are, they'll wait until they outnumber whoever the potential prey is, basically. And then they're known to like do that, stalk people from the shadows and stuff.
Just try not to hurt it unless it's actively trying to kill you, please.
He nods. He says, "I agree. Maybe we can scare it off if we see one of them." He says,
maybe we can put it on the watch post, people.
He says,
into a coat.
Yeah, he says it's kind of a shame when they attack humans. We don't have much for them to actually feed on, but they tear us apart nonetheless.
Well, I mean, if it's around here, what else is there for it to really eat?
A leaper.
We're kind of using those.
It doesn't care. So we need to keep them
we?
close. Well, yes, that's why we're keeping them close.
Alright. I'll be Overwatch. If I see anything suspicious, it's getting shot.
Well, it's fed tonight, so.
Cassidy is going to cling to Weight Watcher and run up to Naela, like all panicked. Is it gonna try to eat Weight Watcher?
No.
Speaking of things getting eaten, I saw some weird stuff with Zack a bit ago.
What the hell happened?
What do you mean?
He was acting real shifty. His hand was glowing. He walked off down this passageway over here. And then he got ate by a wall.
And you let him?
What?
I didn't know what was happening.
Is that a
It was
euphemism
like
I don't understand?
no, like there was this wall and it was all rusty and had this little patch of what looked like skin and there's a silhouetted figure on the other side of it. And he got closer and closer, like he was like whispering to him or something. And then it just kind of like grabbed him and he seemed cool with it.
Whispering to the meat. This definitely sounds like a euphemism.
And you're just now telling us this?
Other things were happening.
I I think one of our teammates getting sucked into a meat wall is kind of high on the priority list.
I just kind of came back.
I mean, it depends if it killed him instantly or not.
Well, I mean, they chopped down, but there wasn't like there wasn't enough blood for it to be him die. Like it looked like the wall just kind of leaked.
Yeah.
I can show you the wall.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Alright, so you guys walk over
Dank
to this
just like
wall.
clicks his heelys on and skates on through.
Naela jumps on your back. Yeah!
Woo!
Cassidy gives Derrin the "Can this day" look, but she doesn't ask it out loud because she's afraid to jinx herself as she follows.
Alright.
Derrin is sure this is a dirty joke he's not getting.
Dank doesn't really joke about things.
Alright, so everyone's going to check out the wall?
Yeah.
Alright.
Is anybody staying back with the things that are going to get eaten?
Somebody should stay back with the leapers.
Shalim, I will tell Shalim, watch the leapers, don't let them go out on their own before we leave.
Is Naela yelling this as Dank willies away?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's already like ordering people to bring the leapers into like the center of the area you guys are staying, so they're like, they're not on the perimeter, you know.
Right.
So that way they're surrounded by people.
Yeah,
They're
basically.
just in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn
Somebody with a gun or something should be nearby.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I am convinced this is a joke, so my character would probably stay back.
Do you have a gun?
Yes, actually.
Good.
Cassidy grabs Derrin's hand and drags him along.
No!
We can't leave this up to the others.
At the very
we need
least,
someone in our group to be eyes there.
you can have Shalim and Udaya like watch the leapers directly, and try to keep an eye on everybody else.
Yeah, but that would be a waste of their prowess at the moment. So yeah, I'm just gonna stay behind. It's fine.
Come on.
What about Ernest? Do you take him to the wall with you?
Yes.
No.
He might know something.
He actually might know something.
What about Asapu? Are they staying back with everybody else?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I don't need them getting eaten. All right.
And I'm not going to try to hurt Ernest without you. So no.
I would be mad as hell if I came back and they were slaughtered.
Yeah, you guys come back and everyone's dead.
Oh, whoops! I need to make a new character, guys. Sorry.
The whole group.
Exactly. That's why I'm bringing you along. Come on.
No, I'm good.
No, we can't afford to lose the NPC.
Sorry, Derrin, you don't get to roll. All right.
It was all because Naela stabbed that hole in the ship.
Yeah. All right.
He's just dragging his ass along.
They just all suffocate while you guys are away.
I'm more afraid of the cosmic horrors.
Yeah, so you guys walk up to the wall, and just like he said, there's like some skin on it, and the wall looks like her. There's no light that comes on or anything weird that happens, but it's kind of odd that there's like flesh on the wall. It's pretty weird.
Naela's gonna start screaming for Zack through the wall.
Poke it with a stick.
I have a spear. I will poke it with the spear.
Don't poke it with the pointy end. You might anger the wall monster.
What do you do?
The words that I thought I would never
yell
hear.
at the wall. The wall does not respond to you yelling at it, unfortunately.
Giving you the cold panel.
I mean, Cassidy is standing well back with Derrin holding her tech baby, but she's just watching.
Derrin is back in the thing.
Cassidy dragged your ass here. You didn't have a choice.
Nope. I'm not.
No.
Contested roll.
Yeah, I guess it'd be a contested roll.
I said this.
I guess it would be if you're trying to drag him against his will, literally. It will be contested. He might just shoot you though.
Does hand-to-hand count?
I suppose, yeah.
Can I roll not violence and roll to convince her that her thing is going to die?
Absolutely.
Cool, I get a +3 to that.
So she's trying to grab you, and you're trying to reason with her. Hey, look, I'm gonna protect your guy. I'm gonna make sure.
It doesn't always work, but sometimes.
I'm gonna protect your
I'm gonna
pet.
protect your Rudolph, man.
Ha!
It's a 17.
I don't want to be stuck with the crazies by myself.
You don't want to be stuck with the crazies? That's funny. All right.
Yeah, we're the crazy
Ma'am.
ones.
Yes, we are. Oh god, the gremlins stuck together. This is a problem.
The gremlins need supervision and I don't want to do it by myself. Please come with me.
He's like, yeah, no, sorry. I want Rudolph to live. Or whatever. What do you say, Darren? What do you say that convinces her?
All of these people, need somebody as well, and, we can't take Shalim and the others, away from what they are organizing people for, so it'd be better to have somebody here that can, tell a thing to fuck off.
Fine. And she, plops down next to him.
Alright. Naela, are you poking it with the pointy end?
No, the soft end.
Okay.
Soft.
It feels firm. You put the blunt end, you give it a poke. It doesn't really give much. It's like poking someone's shin bone, kind of. It doesn't really give. It's not mushy. And Dank, seeing this, you probably would realize immediately that it looked a lot mushier before.
It was more goopy earlier. You just kind of
I don't like that descriptor.
Through it. Yeah, pulled him through, but still, something seems off.
How hard do you poke it, Naela? I guess I should say. How hard do you poke the flesh wall, Naela?
This is definitely a euphemism.
This episode is going to sound so bad out of context.
Full of so many things I never thought I would say out loud.
Quality content.
Probably just enough to make her her presence known, but not enough to hurt a thing, if that makes sense.
So it wouldn't be hard enough to leave a bruise on a person.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's no response or anything.
Alright, Dank, your turn. You do something.
Oh yeah, I gotta go antagonize the flesh monster.
Listen,
you were voluntold.
Need to get Zack. Yeah. Smack it with your guitar, see what happens.
Oh yeah. See if it responds to music. This is one of those sessions where everybody does something dumb next to something that doesn't respond.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Play my guitar.
Make a roll for guitar.
Oh god, this is the filler episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a musical number. Well, I guess a couple of the episodes have had a musical number. All right. Yeah, you serenade the flesh wall.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
All right. Huh. I'm gonna roll a thing. Just wanna help myself decide. Okay. All right.
Oh god.
So you
play the bass line for Wonderwall.
You play the song, and what's the best way to describe this? You feel like there's you're being watched by more people than just like your couple buddies here. Like you feel like you're playing to someone else who can perceive the song. And maybe it's Wonderwall. I mean, I hope it's not actually Wonderwall, but it could be. Sure,
it's a good song.
Yeah. You feel that sort of. Have you ever played music in front of a crowd of people?
Several times, yeah. I was a DJ for a while.
All right, so you know that feeling you get when, it's like an energy where the whole crowd is into it, and you just know like you're hitting the right notes at the right time. It's almost like something magical about it. Like, it's almost like for a second it takes you out of playing the music, and you're sort of like watching yourself play the music, and it's like you're watching an event happen. And you feel for just a split second like you're part of something greater than yourself. It's a positive feeling. Like maybe right when you hit the last chord or whatever, it's just like this feeling of like goosebumps washes over you.
The communists have him.
And and then as quick as that feeling came on, it's gone. The wall itself doesn't react. There's no like lights that come on or anything, but you feel something like some kind of weird connection there. You can't quite put your finger on it. But
ask the vibe check.
Put finger on the wall.
Yeah, I mean you can try to like put your hand on it if you want to.
Oh no, I'm not there. I'm saying things for the out of context.
I am 100% going to do that.
I am going to grab your hand just in case something happens.
You grab my other
kind
hand.
of
Sucked
like
in the wall as
yes. Yes.
Okay. So you walk up to the wall. We see this like where you're just like staring at it.
And never see them again.
And like you raise your hand, and Naela's getting ready to pull you back. You see your hand slowly like getting closer and closer to making contact with the skin on the wall. And then you touch it. And here's the thing. First you're like, oh, it's just like goopy, weird feeling skin or whatever. But then you're like, wait a second, it feels warm. It feels like living human skin. Like you feel a pulse. Right? You hear it. As you're sitting there touching for a second, you hear this heartbeat. It just kind of fills your ears. And it's not that you can't stop or like can't look away or pull your hand away. You just don't want to. Make a check against the unknown thing.
Check against what?
The unknown. I'm gonna roll for your DC here. It'll be the same as before.
Is it just for Dank?
This is just for Dank. He's the only one experiencing this. You don't hear the heartbeat or anything.
Okay.
That is
It's almost worse.
7
versus my 8. Anybody want to intervene here?
I don't think that I can. I need to save it. I'm sorry.
Not entirely sure. Yeah.
Well, I did use my Heatley's earlier following my beacon.
I don't think. Do you get it? I don't think you get the point.
I get an influence point for that.
At the end of the session, right?
Yeah, it's at the end.
Yeah, that's true. That's at the end.
All right, it's no big deal. You just go down another mind step. All right, the wall.
Or a mind step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh yeah, you didn't go down one earlier. That's right.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I used my one influence point.
So I'm stressed.
So yeah, you go down to stressed. The I think what happens is so that it doesn't get worse is like you're sitting there lost in it for a second, like maybe like 30 seconds or so while your skin's making contact with it, and all you hear is this heartbeat, and you have this strange, like again, that sort of feeling, that positive feeling sort of like washes over you. You kind of feel almost the sense of like safety and security and like a weird sense of bliss that sort of like washes over you, and you just like maybe you just don't want to pull away from that. It feels too good. But Naela jerks your arm away, I think. And like, even if she doesn't pull you all the way away from it, your skin breaks contact for like a split second, and you come back to yourself and realize what you were just doing. The heartbeats in your ears stops, and you sort of like regain your composure for a second. You feel like mentally shaken, like you can't quite understand why, because it was sort of a positive experience.
That feeling of being part of something greater and then being wrenched away from it.
Yeah. A feeling of being the collective.
Yeah, like maybe you want to go back. I don't know. It's up to you.
Well, I mean, I'm trying not to, lose my sanity here.
Or maybe it scares you because it feels so good. Maybe you're like, oh, that can't be good. It feels too good.
Yeah, I've done drugs before. This is not a good thing.
Yeah.
I did drugs. I've been in the army. I know what both of these things feel like.
I would definitely relate my experience to the rest of the group.
Yeah, so like as your hand...
I don't know where Zack is, but I have a feeling he's safe.
Yeah, like we see your like hand come off the wall, and we see like have you ever seen the movie The Sixth Sense? There's a scene where the kid's like standing he's talking to his mom at the kitchen table, and he's laying his hand down on the table, and when he stands up and walks away, the handprint is still on the table, his handprint, because he was seeing a ghost, and his hands were sweating, and so he left this handprint on the table, and his mom didn't realize he was seeing a ghost at the time, like she was just having a conversation with. So like he pulls his hand away, and you sort of see like this nervous, sweaty like handprint still on the skin. But as soon as like the air makes contact with it, it starts to like fade. But it's like his hand was starting to get really sweaty, kind of shaky looking for a second there. Yeah. So he like leaves behind like a sweat print on the skin.
Trippy.
Yay. So you guys do anything else? You want to keep messing with this wall?
I don't know that that's advised.
This is a red herring. We'll circle back.
I think this is worse than a red herring, honestly.
Naela's gonna kind of walk up to the wall and like not touch the flush wall exactly, but like put her hand close to it. I'm just gonna smell it.
Lick it. Lick it.
Don't lick the strange flesh wall.
Well, it smells unlike anything you've probably ever smelled. Definitely smells alive. Probably smells a bit human.
Newborn baby smell.
But I guess make a roll. Make a roll and we'll see.
Okay.
How much of that you get. You see like your hand get close to it. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
So you get to add a positive memory to your sheet that has something to do with sniffing out things, or like flesh.
So like tracking.
Yeah, like tracking would be great. Yeah. Tracking would be great.
How much would this be, the effect?
+1. It's always +1 with a critical.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it's been a while since I've had a critical 3s or
Yeah,
whatever.
You good?
Been a while since any of us have.
You get a memory. So do you know what you want the memory to be, or do you want me to kind of try to come up with something? We get our trademark lens flare. Happens on the
Still
screen.
think it should be something about smelling like a clean newborn baby.
I mean, it could be. It probably is gonna be from the perspective of an animal, though. So like it could be like an animal having its newborns, or like coming upon the nest or something.
Go back to playing Wonderwall.
got anything for us, Caitlin?
Yeah, so pretty much what I was going to go for was pretty much, I remember sniffing throughout my surroundings, looking for my young. I'm stuck in the darkness, calling out for her, sniffing. Soon I come up to this hallway and I find my baby covered or surrounded by debris, hidden, or something like that. I don't know, I'm working out the kinks.
I like it. Is it a shocktail? Is it a sheep? What does the baby look like? Is it a leaper? Is it a lion?
Ooh, it could be a lion. That'd be cool.
Yeah, probably a lion.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool too. All right, so yeah, and then so it's all like first we get a flash across the screen. We see the first person perspective of this, and yeah, we see you come up and see like a baby lion, like a kitten, and it mews like a high pitched mew towards you as you walk up to it and sort of brush against it, and then the camera cuts to third person. And we see this giant lion there, and it like lets out like a growl, and then we fade back to the present, where you're standing at this wall. When your hand gets close to it, we get like a close up shot. Like you don't make contact, but you get close, and when it's like, I don't know, like a millimeter or two away from making contact, we see the skin on the wall form goosebumps. And then that happens, and then yeah, jump back in.
Also, we have Zack in the chat.
Zack, they're playing with your toys, man. What's up, Zack?
Just none of this will be anything that works in context.
Well, it's good to see you, Zack. I hope you're doing well. Hey, there he is. You get well soon, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys want to keep poking the bear with a stick?
No,
I thought it was a wall.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's a wall, right. Metaphorical bear.
I don't like metaphorical bears.
All right. Well, assuming you guys return to camp, everyone's there. Everyone's fine. Everyone's healthy.
Yay, I didn't die.
Nobody died. None of the leapers died. None of the people got
we
attacked.
didn't die.
You guys didn't die. Yeah. You guys want to try to get some rest here? What are you guys going to do? Is the plan to use DDM machines? Maybe stuff that's already set up and then break it down in the morning? You got a lot of people that need to rest, and a lot of DDM machines that are not hooked up right now, so...
That would probably be the smartest idea.
Get them hooked up, set up a perimeter, make camp for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think since you're at like a farmland clans place, you can get access to water to fill it up with water. All that stuff, power should be good.
How long would it take to break them down tomorrow?
Well, I mean,
a lot of helping hands.
Yeah, I would say like an hour or two at least. I mean, it's just your DDMs that you're setting up. It's not like you're setting them up for everyone. A lot of people are probably trying to sleep without them. They're not going to have a good time, but they're going to try. And if they don't, they'll just be trying to get the rest of the way with some not feeling so good stuff going Granted, you guys are still benefiting from the effects of the last time you were injected with the drug also, so that's going to definitely help here if you don't use them.
I also like to do the exercises.
Yeah, the exercises for sure.
But yeah. In the morning.
I think I think I said that the injection would fade after like a week. I don't think you guys have only been here for like a couple days. I think less than a week. I think.
Yeah. I think it's been like 2. This will be like start of the morning tomorrow. Should be day 3.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Well, you guys get some rest. The after lapse is relatively uneventful. Nothing attacks in the night. People keep watch or take turns keeping watch. No lions jump out of the darkness to get you.
Huzzah!
You guys gonna need to eat and all that stuff. I think there's a lot of goods in this caravan that you've sort of accumulated, so don't worry about keeping track of food and water.
Okay.
I think you guys are probably good. And next lapse break, you all wake up, and people start packing up their things and getting ready to move out for the next day's travel. Yeah, at least another full day's travel ahead, maybe a bit longer. Like another full day might get you just before the checkpoint.
How is Way Watcher on power?
You gave it a fresh battery before, right? So
yeah.
I would say
he is being spoiled. He doesn't have to walk.
Yeah, but are you also like talking to him the whole time and stuff, right?
And he's also doing that jamming thing.
He is doing the jamming
thing. I don't think he's doing that like 24/7 though.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the jamming thing would be pretty nice to have 24/7.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's something that we're asking him to do right now, since I don't think we're worrying too much. I mean, once we get closer...
We have no influence points. Keep the jammer running.
Please?
I don't think that first day would have had it running. Maybe today, now that we're getting closer, maybe later in the day we would have it running, but I don't think like in the earlier point of the day we would have it running.
I don't think a fresh battery is going to be drained too much from just one day's use.
Hang on a second. Let me find my Way Watcher voice.
User Cassidy, there's something I would like to discuss with you.
Beans.
Beans.
Yes, Way Watcher?
I can use my signal jamming device to help disguise the leapers if that would be beneficial.
Yes, that would be very helpful.
All right, this will be done then.
So basically, like you can use his stealth thing to focus on the leapers so that the lions don't
pick up on their biocircuits.
Yeah.
And want to munch and crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll just go after the people instead.
Yeah, well, technically, like people don't have the biocircuits, but
that's true. Yeah.
If they see
they probably
a person,
would only attack us. Yeah.
If people cornered it, or if they just like saw them out in the open, they might attack then. But they can't sense their biocircuits from miles away because they don't have them.
Be fair, keeping the leapers unshielded would let us know though, because that way we could control the scenario.
But also, they would be getting closer to us because they want food, and that is a bad idea.
Like if there's a pack of them nearby, right?
There's a pack of them nearby. They'll see us anyway. It's hard to cover the passage of a group this large. Plus, we're going to be acquiring more people on the way.
Yeah, but they don't care about people very much. They only care if people are aggressive to them. They care about leapers.
No, they care about people if they don't have other food sources.
From what Chilling was saying, they won't attack a group of people. They'll just attack like one person by themselves. Yeah.
They'll
so
watch
as long as we're
wait.
Yeah, so as long as we're like, hey, we know there's which we've already been like, hey, there's lions nearby, nobody's gonna struggle by themselves anyways.
Yeah, no, there's always one or two people who are dumb.
Well,
at this point, it's their fault.
Can be jackasses because I already fucking told them what's up.
Fair enough. Keep the dumb people at the back of the group just in case.
All right, I'll go.
Got first.
No.
No.
You're one of the smart people.
Oh, yay.
Can't lose our words, man.
Words, man.
All right, so who's at the front? Shalim? Udaya, probably?
Udaya. Oh, yeah.
And who else?
Oh, I'll be at the front.
All right, Dank. Where are we putting the Asapu?
Back middle.
Back middle. And of course,
I'd probably be chilling with them.
You gonna chill with the Asapu?
Yeah. Ernest would probably be chilling with me.
Yeah. Derrin, Cassidy?
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Are you out there? That work for you guys?
Need somebody important at the rear to keep an eye on things, though.
Well, you can do this, and we have Naela and the Asapu and Ernest at the rear.
Okay.
Cool. I ready my gun.
Right.
At all times.
Because you don't want Waywatcher too far away from the Leapers, or else you can't cloak them.
True.
That too, yeah.
Alrighty. So, you guys march on through the corridor for another straight day. Now, it does bend and twist, and there's places where there's garbage, or it looks like there's more heavy foot traffic. Places where there might even be an animal or two. And you march for another day or so until you find yourself at another, basically, checkpoint farmlands area. I'm going to say you guys are trying to make pretty good time. You make it to like right there, where that second X is. And then I think you get one more lapse break, and you'll probably be coming up to the area where you're going to need to get the Sapu to find the way, the second path, pretty quickly once you set off after lapse break. You should be able to make it to Nataku tomorrow.
We should probably wait until Zack gets here to do that piece, though.
He'll probably walk through another flesh wall somewhere else.
We are at about 2.5 hours. We're actually just over, I think. So, it would be a pretty good place to wrap. Here's what happens. You guys are settling down. You're making camp. You're keeping the Leapers safe. What does this look like? How are you guys interacting? Who's keeping perimeter watch and that kind of thing?
I would be keeping perimeter watch at the front of the group.
All right. Are you close to Udaya and Shalim, or are you guys more like surrounding the group?
I would be pretty near to Udaya and Shalim.
Okay. What are the rest
but
of you
still
doing?
close enough to the rest of the group that I can keep an eye on things.
Yeah, okay. What's going on with everybody else?
I'll be the watch for the perimeter of the rear.
Okay.
Cassidy would settle down near where they pin down the Leapers.
I'll try and keep people's morale up.
Alright, so yeah, you're like hanging out with the people who are like trying to get food together, and yeah, you're just like talking to people and being positive and stuff. Do you want to make a roll to see how well you do that?
Ooh. Can I also play my guitar to help with that?
Sure.
Actually, yes, I will make art with what is around us to increase the mood.
Sure,
like, here, enjoy this good
ambiance. Okay, Dank. All right. Positive memory. If you don't already have +3, if you got something else, you can give yourself a +1 and do that. And
I got savvy.
Awesome.
There you
savvy
go.
Success.
I need a third journal page.
You already have.
Nice.
You already have a third one, I think.
No, I've just got 1 and 2. I don't see the third one on there.
I see a third one. Let me see it. It looks like it is blank. Let me just show it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have you listed. So let me fix that. There's that. And edited and controlled by Dank. And save. There, it should pop up for you.
There we go.
All right. So, yeah, there's a couple people who are looking pretty grim. You know, they didn't sleep well. They basically marched for 2 days on no sleep, and maybe they didn't have a whole lot to eat. But they've gotten something now. They're like settling out their first real like meal. And yeah, you're like able to raise their spirits a good bit. You know, you make something nice out of the scrap you can find in memory of our beloved shopkeeper artist. And yeah, it brings up the spirits, especially for like the kids who like to see cool little sculptures and stuff, and some of the adults really enjoy that too. And the music and atmosphere, it's a hopeful atmosphere as opposed to like a grim one. Like things.
Yeah, I'll incorporate like a leaper in there for like the fallen leaper that died on the way here.
Yeah, in memoriam, leaper. What was his name? Let's generate a random name just for funsies. Oh wow, that's a complicated one. Stachiodi. We'll say the leaper's name was Stachiodi. And memoriam. And of course, like one person's like, that was the best leaper. He behaved so well. And yeah.
I have to like pet Rudolph later because he gets like insulted.
yeah.
But really, we all know that the stubborn jackass Yala is the best. Just kidding.
And so while that's going on, we see 2 lions stealthing out of the shadows, coming up on the perimeter of the group. And I'm gonna roll to see who they go after. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll either be Shalim, Udaya, Dank, or Naela. I'm gonna roll a D4. 1 Shalim, 2 Udaya, 3 Dank, 4 Naela. All right. Shalim. The dice do not like this guy. He's been shot in everything. He's still wounded. It's only been 2 days.
It's like the time I went to Toledo.
So he's like he's on watch. You guys are relatively close by. And he's like taking a second. He like looks back at the group. Everybody seems kind of happy, and just for a second, he lets his guard down. He's like checking his wound or something, or he's like grinning at everybody being in a positive mood, or he's like nodding along with the music or something. And then we see these 2 eye flares in the dark behind him as they start to creep up on him. Does somebody want to make a perception roll? Somebody on the perimeter, so it has to be Dank or Naela. Let's see if they spot this.
Yeah, I can do one.
Now, Naela, you're far away. Here's their stealth check. It'd be a contested roll.
Or a memory.
Or a memory. That is correct. Either one of you guys can do this.
Do you want to do it, Dank?
Yeah, I could burn some memory points. Because I really don't want Shalim to die. I've got 5. Let's make a +3 memory.
All right. +3. All right. Automatic success. You spot them. You see the eyes glowing in the darkness, as they're like sneaking up on Shalimi. This guy's back turned to him. He's enjoying the show and the music and stuff. Maybe you just got done playing, whatever. But you see them coming up on him, and you're close enough that you can call out to him and warn him before they do. Do you? You probably take.
Yes, without a doubt. I'd straight up just shoot the thing first.
Yeah. All right. Well, we see you like hold up the rifle. You haven't even shot it yet, and we see you, like aiming down the sight, and then the screen cuts to black, and we hear like a tiger sounding roar here. I've got one somewhere. And then a gunshot on black screen, and that's the end of the session. Yeah.
Now you want me in combat mode.
Well, we'll start the combat. We'll start the combat at the beginning of next session, and we'll see.
Nope.
We'll see how you guys do. I mean, it's late. It's 15 till midnight for you, Caitlin.
Yeah.
It won't be next session, though.
It won't be next session. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. So we're doing you guys want to do the thing next session? Is that what you guys want to do?
Because next session I will be gone, remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No big deal. We can hold off that session until you get back. Like, it would still be like the next session of game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next session that we get to play.
Yeah.
Broken. It just won't be the next session. The next Tuesday that we get to play.
All right. So you're just out next week?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So maybe we'll play video games a week out from today or something.
Or y'all could do the if y'all get set up, y'all could do the Inky game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an option.
Yeah, if Zack is around.
I'll start prepping stuff, and I'll be checking in with you guys on Discord throughout the week. So
what we were setting it up for was so that way if we have less players.
Yeah. It's all good. Well, thank you guys all for playing. You guys all did awesome today. Good RP stuff happening, and good stuff. Good stuff today. Sorry you guys are all out of influence points. You all get 1 memory point, 1 influence point for today's session.
Woo.
And so maybe that'll help you out for next time. And I will continue to try to get you to burn through them. like right? No, I think you guys did great today. So thanks for playing. For those watching on Twitch, thank you for watching. It's good to see everybody here. Gerbs, Zack, good to see you here. Hope you get feeling better. All the players. I see the players in the chat too. Thanks everybody for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, you will see links to the things I'm about to talk about in the description below. If you're watching on Twitch, I will be showing you the links now. I will be linking them in the chat for you. So, couple things. If you want to check out this game we're playing for yourself, it's called Nibiru. It's a tabletop RPG made by Araukana Games. You can check out their website here if you want to pick it up for yourself. And it's a pretty cool game. We really enjoy it. So definitely check it out. Those people have been great to us. And let's see here. We have a GoFundMe for Dank, our Paladin of the Beverage. He needs NOS to fuel his rage and guitar skills. So go send him some NOS, guys.
Please.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
And if you like the art for Cassidy Williams, the artist is a TikToker named iOtakuhime. You can find him at that link there, tiktok.com/iOtakuhime. And Zack, who is not here today, he is healing up. Send him good vibes. Go over to his Twitch channel. Give him all the follows. Give him all the hugs. Give him all the kisses. And tell him to get better soon. So there's his Twitch channel there. We miss Zack. I hope he can be here next week. I think that's it. Does anybody else got anything if you want to shout out, reference, whatever?
Oh yeah, the thing we were talking about at the beginning of the session. if you got time and you're looking forward to reading some stuff, I mean, check out royalroad.com. We were talking about a web series called Liches Get Stitches by a friend of mine. Handle on them is Hesketh II. It is a really interesting series of events. Definitely worth the read.
Royal Road, the home of web fiction. Is that it?
That's it.
All right.
I can shoot you a link to the story.
I just favored. Yeah,
in the chat.
Shoot me a link to the story. If you can't, like, it might be weird about other people posting links.
It usually is.
It'll let you post the link. Though.
I will post it. Here we go. Here is the link to Liches Get Stitches. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna save that and start putting it in the description for the YouTube videos too. I can put that down below. All right, so if you're watching on YouTube, you should be able to see that link down below too. All right, love you all. Anything else?
That'll do it.
Everybody have a fantastic week. Yeah. And we'll be back. Maybe we'll just be playing video games next week, but we'll definitely be back the week after that. So everybody take care. Have a safe time. Have fun. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.